here's the thing, in the real world, what was going on during all those clips that you were showing of them demonizing the unvaccinated, this was, again, to put this in the time frame here, right? This was after the rollout, okay? So after the vaccine was made accessible for everybody in America, and they really did make it very accessible for everybody, and then not enough people were getting the vaccine, and then they started like pushing like employer mandates and things like that. Ultimately, Joe Biden lost at the Supreme Court with his OSHA mandate, which would have made every mid-size and big company force their employees to get vaccinated. Okay, but at about this point, when there's still some people being hesitant, that's when you see everybody demonizing the unvaccinated. This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. When they started rolling these things out, okay, so I know someone, a family friend, right? This is a kid who was at a grad school, 25, something like that at the time. They forced him to get double vaccinated, and then the next year, they forced him to get boosted a month after he had had COVID. This is a healthy 25-year-old. And so, you know, you could talk about, if you want to split hairs, about the people living with a vulnerable person. No, I think if that vulnerable person got vaccinated, that's enough. But there's just no scientific argument in the world why a 25-year-old kid who is already double jabbed, who just had COVID, a month later should get a booster. And yet on CNN and all the other major networks, they made it seem like that wasn't even a thing. It was just, you're a bonehead, you're an idiot, you're what's ruining this country. And the craziest thing about it was that they were blaming the unvaccinated for why you don't have freedom anymore. Like, they're the reason why all the rest of you guys can't enjoy your freedom, when the reality is the reason the rest of us couldn't enjoy our freedom was because of the corrupt government who was doing this to us for no reason. And man, it just would have.
But you know that's not true.
No, I know it's 100% true.
No, that's how you feel.
No, that's what I believe is true.
They did have a basis for why they were doing it. They believed that the numbers weren't coming down fast enough. They believed that if they didn't get a certain vaccination rate, that it would stay that way and continue to kill people that they didn't want to die. So they pushed it. Now, you can say I disagree with their findings. That's even more reason to have it all reviewed. I'm sorry, Dave. I don't mean it to be condescending or insulting. I don't mean it that way. But you can't really have the confidence that you know all the answers, and there's no reason for anybody to tell you any different. I don't agree with that.
I mean, listen,
there are better answers out there that we aren't getting, and COVID is still making people sick. There's a variant flying through Asia right now that's more contagious than they thought it was going to be. It's going to wind up coming back here. I'm not saying there's going to be anything like what we lived through already. There's no will for it, and no politician is going to put themselves into a position where no one's going to comply. But people are going to get sick in your life, okay? And not from COVID. I'm saying from what happened to them a year ago, 2 years ago. Maybe it's the vaccine. Maybe, well, not maybe, definitely from the virus, maybe from the vaccine. They're going to get sick. We are not working on therapeutics at the rate. They are not putting the money into research. There are databases, but they are not on it the way you would think they'd be on it. And a big reason is because of this divide. They don't want to engage with a population that they believe is just antagonistic. So much so that even though, and look, all due respect, I don't care who you vote for, the anti-vax Trump supporter correlation is very strong, okay? But his people don't have this conversation with you. You don't have anyone, even Marjorie Taylor Greene is not saying, and yeah, let's not forget about that vaccine. Let's start talking about that now. None of them. And that's what matters to me. You want to blame me? Fine. Good. Good for you. What I'm saying is, what matters to me is that the things that need to be done are not going to happen. If Trump wins, I don't think it happens. If Biden wins, I don't think it happens. And that's why I think there has to be public will for this. So you can be angry. I think it's a great motivator in this situation. There are plenty of things that I think you should be angry about. But what are you going to do about it? The only way you can get any of this rectified is by having a body that has to be respected, put out the findings. Some of them will match Dave's, some of them won't. And that next time, here are your things, you can't do this, forget the WHO, we got to get our own pandemic board back, and here are the kind of people who should be on it. Whatever they come up with, that's the only way Otherwise, you know the old quote, right? What happens to people who don't learn the lessons? They'll repeat them.
Yeah, well, I sure do agree with that. I think that the silver lining in all of this is that trust in corporate media is at an all-time low. Trust in every other institution in this country has evaporated, and the truth is that you'll never be able to do this to us again because we simply won't let you. People won't believe it next time. And
what is trust? What is trust high in America today? What is trust high in?
I'm not exactly sure what you're asking.
He's saying if trust is not high in media and the government,
what is it high in?
Oh, well, I think that there's tremendous trust in the alternative internet media landscape.
No,
yeah, absolutely. There is.
Listen, I'm not saying there shouldn't be. I'm
Look,
saying,
Chris, you could just look at the market on this. Look at the numbers Joe Rogan gets versus the numbers CNN gets. Way more people have flocked over to him than are watching CNN because they trust him.
Look, I'm happy. I'm happy for Joe Rogan's success. Good for him. The highest rated thing in media, and let's just put it all in one basket. You've got the nightly news that was supposed to be dead 20 years ago. Still gets 9 million people a night. So the idea that nobody cares about that, obviously they do. They're watching. What I'm saying is
versus
this.
40 million. Used to be a lot more than 9 million.
Yeah, but you measure that over a month.
No, I get that.
Not one day.
No. Cronkite used to be the,
Oh, there's no question. It's stratifying. It's changing. And I think that's good. I think it's good.
No, but I mean, I think that...
I'm saying that there's no trust in anything.
No, I don't think you're right. I mean, I don't know that I have like polling data on this, but I'd imagine if I could poll the Valuetainment audience, there'd be tremendously high trust in Patrick Bet-David. I'd imagine if you could poll my audience, they would be tremendously high trust in me. That's not true. And look, I understand kind of not wanting to deal with that because it's uncomfortable when you were one of the main guys in an industry as trust totally cratered in that industry. But you can look at this on a poll. Trust in media is at an all-time low.
Trust has been low in media since the Vietnam War. That was the turning point.
You can look at these Gallup polls.
It's
gotten
gotten lower and
lower.
lower.
Pull up
Just
the other
look at
one.
it
Not
right
even
there.
this one. There's another one. No, it's not. It's at 23, 27 right
I think
now.
it's lower than that. I think
it's ever been like.
It may be the lowest, but I think it's lower than that. But the point is, it's low in everything. It's low in everything, and there's a difference between a fan base and brand respect.
No, I don't think that's how life works. I think here's how life works. You got your mom and dad when your parents go through a divorce. At the time, one paints a picture of the other person that you buy into, and the other person doesn't say shit. For 15 years, you think this is a bad person. 15 years later, you realize this person was full of shit. This person's trust is lost. This person's trust is gained. Trust moves. Trust doesn't stay and just disappear 100% against everybody.
Find a graph that shows what has increased trust, spiking trust.
By the way, let me show you this. I want to show you this. I asked you guys a question about the black vote, why it's gone from 9 to 22, and I showed you the one clip. I want to show you the second clip. I want you to see this here. This is Bronx. It's not all black. You got Dominican, Puerto Rican, a lot of that. This is last week, Rob.
Got whites, got Asians.
I want you to watch this clip. I want you to watch this clip real quick, and then we can come back to last thing, because we got 20 minutes left. I do want to hit immigration, because I want to show you guys one clip to get your feedback on. Rob, if you got the clip I texted you, just play the clip. I texted it to you a few minutes ago. I'll put a thumbs up on it. I want you to play. It's a tweet. Chicago One Ray. Chicago One Ray is a tweet. Go ahead and play this clip. Watch this, folks.
If President Trump came here to the South Bronx, would you attend the rally?
Of course, I would want to meet Trump. I want to shake his hand. He's the only president that I see that can ever make America great again. He's capable of doing that.
I would love to go to a rally with Donald Trump come, because I'm a big Donald Trump supporter, and I would support him 100%.
Oh yeah, definitely we're going to show him love. We're going to show him a lot of love, and like they do in other states. We definitely need to see Trump here.
There's nothing but love for Donald Trump here in the South Bronx, the North Bronx, the East Bronx, and the West Bronx.
So tell me...
We want Trump to come back. Please, bro. Biden, get out of here, bro.
I would come to the rally and support Trump, because the Bronx need a change, and we need somebody that's really going to help this community.
I would definitely come to a Trump rally in the South Bronx. I like him.
You do?
Yes.
Yes, I will come to a rally if President Trump was to come to the Bronx, and I also would bring other people to come too and support him.
Would Joe Biden get a warm reception if he came to the Bronx?
No, he wouldn't have. And I'll make sure of that.
Reporting for Newsnet from the South Bronx, New York,
And by the way,
Castronova.
obviously we all know, according to Biden, none of these people were black. You know
That's a
that,
good
right? I
point.
just want to make sure you know this.
That's a good point.
It's a delusion.
Just
So
a
it's not
bunch of white people.
No, it's a
right
bunch
there
of white
hating on
people
Biden.
in Bronx.
Yep.
Of course it is. If you're watching this, the way you get to vote for today's debate so far, because we got a bunch of other issues we got to talk about right now with Trump, convicted felon, migration, dual citizenship. I'm not done. We're just getting started right now. You get to vote by sending a Manect to Dave Smith and to Chris Cuomo. If you can put their Manect up, ask him any questions, anything you agreed with, disagreed with, papers, articles, whatever it is. This is the way to get connected with them. They're both on Manect, and they actually get back to people very quickly.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.